All right. Good morning, everybody. We'll take a couple of minutes here and let things tee up and sync up and all that jazz. See what I can get going, as I always do. Take a minute. I hate jumping on a live and you feel like you missed the first couple minutes. So we'll just kind of kick around here for a second and let the 1,000 people dial in that follow me every day. I'm still showing up, still doing it. Day 8, guys. Day 8 of going live. And I got a note from somebody yesterday, said, hey, you should do that every day. What would happen if you did that every day for a year? So we're going to find out. We're going to find out. See what happens. Maybe I'll get some world-class opportunity. Anyway, but for now, we're just kind of just delivering some basic content on a daily basis about, in an effort to align with, your core values, your character, kind of poke you a little bit on what you stand for. Hopefully these little ditties will make you think a little bit one way or the other. Just got my iPad going here and we'll see if we were successful at getting live on the Insta and go from there. So today I wanted to talk about living intentionally every day. Live it intentionally and not just kind of dubbing around with it, right? We're not just kind of hanging out here and just going through the motions. I want to talk about living intentionally, aligning your actions with your purpose and just like creating a life of like meaning and fulfillment. I always ask people this, like, hey, if today were the last day or your last day, or hey, if today was your funeral, what are people saying about you? What are they standing around? Well, Bob was a pretty good shit, but he didn't do much, right? Especially from, 40 to 90, whatever. How are you having some impact? Maybe you don't want to have impact. Maybe you just want to live, and that's okay too. But you can live intentionally, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's like too often we go through life just on autopilot, right? Just, hey, we got the 9 to 5. We get up at 5, we get up at 6. Maybe we go to the gym, maybe we don't, but the real magic happens when we take control and live with a purpose. So today I just wanted to share a few ways to do that, what I've been through the last couple of years in that vein, if you will. It's been a big game changer for me. Not just in business, but how I approach just everyday life, right? I maybe not doing things I don't want to do anymore. One of my things I say to our coaching clients all the time is stop doing things you don't want to do with people you don't want to do it with. It's as simple as that. You don't owe anybody an explanation. So what does it mean to live intentionally? It means making conscious choices that align with your values and goals. You got some notes over here, so if you see me looking this way, that's what I'm doing because my memory is short. Making conscious choices that align with your values and goals. What are your values and goals? Hey, maybe some of mine are like show up, be honest, shoot people straight, try to be a good person, do good things, right? Help people, have some impact. So when you're intentional, you're not just reacting to life, you're really creating it, right? You're driving the bus, right? You're up front driving the bus, being intentional. We're going over here. Hey, let's go do that. What do you guys think about doing this weekend? Take the bull by the horns, as they say, right? Think about a time, when you got caught up in business and you just lost yourself. I've had times in different businesses where, years ago in the countertop business, I was going in at 4 a.m. and getting home at 9 p.m. Bailey was 2. I was just lost in work and trying to make it, but I wasn't really making any progress. Got a lot of countertops made. But the work stuff doesn't really matter, guys. Yeah, it matters. You got to eat, right? But it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't say on your gravestone or urn, Joe Blow, owned $1 million company. It talks about what kind of person you were and what people thought of you and what you were like to be around, right? And I realized a few years ago, like saying yes to too many things really didn't align with my goals. I was doing everything for everybody else. Everything for everybody else. And it just didn't work. And I realized that the more I said yes to things that weren't serving me or filling my cup, the more things I had to say no to. And that didn't work either. I didn't like that. I don't know how to see the comments, guys. So I don't know. Maybe next week my goal is to be able to see comments and interact on these, right? But every time we say yes to something that's going to take something from us, we have to say no to something that could fill our cup. Differently stated, you might have to say no to someone you don't want to say no to, whether it's your kids or your wife, your husband, whatever, right? Social events. You know, I didn't want to go to a bunch of things. And now, like this year, I guess I'm doing year 2 of no drinking because I don't really have any desire to go back to it. So we're probably gonna miss some things. We're not a blast right now because we're not going out and, you know, and getting cranked up on a Friday night or a Saturday. And it's not all about that for us. It's really all about moving the needle forward. And where are we going to be in a year? And being intentional about that. Hey, that doesn't work for us right now. Love you. Wish we could. We just not going to, you know? So I made a conscious decision just to focus on activities that move the needle. Selfish? I don't know. I think I'm okay with it. You know, I just started saying no more often. Setting clear priorities. Making time for what truly mattered. Let me see if I can see some. Good morning, David. How are you? Matthew Tolman, Ronaldo. All right, good to see you guys. Dave Howard, how are you? Nikki McGee and Ben Bryant. Good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Throw me some feedback. Give me a fist pump in the comments. Let me know you were here. If you're watching it on the rewind, as they say, make a comment. Let me know if it helped you and what you thought of it. So anyway, living intentionally, if this is a shift for you, understand it. It can improve your productivity. It can give you a sense of purpose and control over your life. You ever feel like you're just out of control? You just kind of feel like a pinball, right? You're just kind of going back down through and all the bumpers, and what happens to you, you're just living in a reactive mode. So here's a few things, as I like to maybe leave you guys with stuff to start living intentionally. Clarify your values. What are your values? I'm over here. I'm looking at it's a little behind me over here, so I'm over here shadow boxing. I don't know what's going on. Write down your values. What are they? Family, faith, health, relationships, you know, personal growth. You know, when you know your values, it becomes easier to make decisions that align with them. That, you know, you can almost say, well, it doesn't align with my values. So you're not the bad guy. The values are. Whatever works for you. How about setting some daily intentions, right? Stop by identifying 2 things you're going to focus on that align with your values that day. You know, hey, here's an example. I'm going to prioritize time with my family or a step toward launching my new business or getting a project done, right? Practice mindfulness. Pay attention to how you spend your time and energy. And ask yourself, are your actions reflecting your priorities? You know, are you living intentionally? Say no to distractions. You know me. Like it doesn't take much to distract me, get me off track. I've got different things that I can start and unfinish, and you know, I'm at the house. I'm doing the trash, and then I'm over here doing frigging around with the laundry. I come back and the trash is half done. So don't get distracted. But more than that, protect your time and energy by saying no to things that don't align with your purpose. It may not align. Don't do it. It's not selfish to say no. Frankly, it's selfless. Hey, Mom, how are you? Hey, Mom. I have a good time. I'd have a good time in a paper bag. Lastly, reflect and adjust. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I live intentionally today? If not, what can I change tomorrow? There's some things recently that I just don't want to do, and I'm not going to do. They don't serve me. They don't move the needle for me, and it's not helping anybody. So it's kind of a non-event if I just say, oh, no, you know, we're not going to do that. I have zero FOMO, fear of missing out, and you have to be okay with that. Don't have FOMO. Guess what? Everybody's, if you miss something with somebody, check back with them in a year. They're going to be doing the same thing on the same night. Chances are you can grab up and do it then. You won't miss much. Trust me. Okay. All right. A little recap and a call to action for you guys. So living intentionally means aligning your aligning your actions with your values and your goals, right? I have good notes, but I'm not all that good a reader sometimes. Set daily intentions, protect your time, reflect regularly. Check in on these things, guys. If it's not working, don't do it. Don't do something for a year, even though it's not working. Adjust it. Figure it out, right? Small, consistent changes lead to a more meaningful life. Just little things. Hey, I'm going to start walking 3 times a week. I'm gonna shop around the perimeter of the grocery store, right? Ben, I love watching this cranky old guy. Thanks to your video. Cranky, come on. I'm having a good time over here. Oh, shit. So what's one way you can start living more intentionally today, right? Ben, post that in the chat. What's one way you can start living more intentionally today? Share it in the comments. DM me. I'd love to hear about it. Shoot me a note. I think we're on Instagram. I know we're on Facebook. We're definitely on YouTube. These live on YouTube, and some people check them out from time to time. So that's what I have today for you guys on living intentionally. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about finding your edge. And that's what this 10-day series has been all about. Tomorrow's day 9. We're getting there, guys, right? Don't think I'm going away after that because I'm coming back. So we'll talk about how to uncover your unique strengths and unlock your full potential. You don't want to miss tomorrow. I appreciate you guys. Remember, life is too valuable to live on autopilot. Take control, live with purpose, and find your edge. All right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care and have a great Friday.